Okay, everyone, welcome to today's the first press conference of the day. Gonzaga defeated Santa Clara to advance to tomorrow's championship game here at the WCC tournament. We're joined by Coach Lisa Fortier and Jill Townsend. We'll open with a statement by Coach, and after that, we'll open it up for questions. If you would like to ask a question, please make sure to use the raise hand option on Zoom. We will make sure to get to as many as we can. Coach, go ahead.
I think our team played a good game. Santa Clara had us out of sorts a little bit in the first half, and I really liked the way we responded after that. We were moving the ball well. We're at our best when we share the ball, and when we're playing as a team. We don't have a ton of players who individually are overly exceptional. They're really good. But they're much better when they're playing with their teammates. And so I thought that our second half effort, I know that they shot it a heck of a lot better in the second half as well. And they have some players who made big, tough shots, and they're hard to guard. But our team we didn't put our heads down. I think that they just told me in the locker room that they were extra focused, and we just stuck to the plan, the task at hand, which was just the next play. And so continuing to do that over and over again seemed to be a recipe for success for our team today.
Okay, with that, we'll go with our first question. Brenna Green, go ahead.
Coach Fortier, the last 2 years in this game have not exactly probably been your favorite 2 games of all time. Just how does it feel to come out of this game and not have any, not have any big injuries, not have a loss, just have a solid win to go into that championship game?
Yeah, Brenna, we should have made you go second or last with that question, because I probably get emotional right now, but I know Jill's right here with me. And, last year it was just a loss. It felt like a lot coming in after the year before. It wasn't anything exceptional. We just didn't win a game. But 2 years ago, it was a big deal for us. And I know that when Townie comes in here, she also remembers where she broke her leg. And I also remember, where Laura tore ACL and where my brother passed away. And it's a lot. It's hard to come in here. And so, of course, that's not how we play. We play every day and attack everything just the best we can, every situation. But I know yesterday was a little bit tough walking in here. And I'm sure that the players have a little bit of a weight. The upperclassmen, they all know what happened here in years past as well. And luckily, I'm choosing to remember all the good things that have happened, because we've had lots of positive memories here as well. But, of course, we're happy to get out of here with a different situation. Those things just come up sometimes and you can't control them. And so anytime that we get to play this year, it feels like a win. And certainly anytime we can all walk off the court intact, that's always a good thing too.
Okay, let's go Jeff Ferrato.
Lisa, can you talk about the start of the game? I wonder how much the layoff that you had impacted you. You guys, you weren't playing terribly. You just weren't making shots, and it seemed like you're just a little bit not quite there yet. It took a while. In the second half, you played real sharp. What do you attribute that to? Yeah,
I mean, it's a challenge. We gave them, in the last week, they had 3 days off. We tried to scrimmage against each other for a little bit in the midweek. It's just not the same. There's zero pressure. It's our home court. Everything is the same. So it does take a couple minutes. It's an advantage, I think, to not have to.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Stand by, guys. They'll be back shortly, everyone. I wish I had some entertainment for you in the meantime.
Yeah, we haven't won since freshman year. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that.
Jeff, did you hear the rest of my?
I did not. They kind of cut you off midstream there. You were starting to talk about just, it's not the same practicing as it is playing, and then it took a little while to kind of get going.
Yeah, and we tried. It did. Basically, that was what I said. We wanted to grind it out in the first 5 minutes and then continue on. And it took us a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but we knew sometimes I don't like to bring stuff up because I don't want them to think about it too much. This one, I thought it was worth just a reminder that we played great against Pepperdine and LMU on our last 2 regular season games, and that we knew that we wanted to continue where we left off, but it would maybe take us a couple minutes to get going, which it did. But after that, I thought we did a really nice job.
It seemed like in the second half you were clicking pretty well.
Yeah. The second half, we were like 3 for 7, or, we shot the ball significantly better. Actually, we were 4 for 8 in the second half from 3, and we got to the free throw line, and, we did a lot of good things in the second half. We just weren't trying to force it, and we were playing together better as a team.
Thank you.
Go ahead, BYU TV.
Jeremy Jordan here. This question for Jill about your defense and how it leads your team and how you guys focused on that to allow just 62 points today and kind of grind out a win on that end of the court.
Yeah, I mean, 62, I guess, that's kind of keeping them on the lower side. But even in the locker room just now, we're like, man, like we were kind of like impressed with the shots they were hitting. Like we were trying to play good defense, play their tendencies, and they were just hitting some shots right in our faces. So, like the team saw that and they were kind of frustrated after the game. So, it wasn't perfect on defense, and, just being satisfied with going out with 62 points or whatever in the win. I mean, we could do that, or we could be in the locker room like we are, being like, we just let them get to their tendencies a little bit too much. We didn't have a hand in their face quick enough, or they got those shots off, and, just moving forward and trying to, move on and get past that and get better from it.
And for Jill, again, as a senior with this group that you guys have gone through a lot, won a lot of titles, you want to finish this thing out strong with the championship. Walk us through kind of the motivation and the vibe in the locker room as one of those senior leaders as you come back to Vegas with, as you guys talked about, a lot of memories, some good, some bad.
Yeah, I think as a senior and my other seniors, like we have a lot of weight in here. We haven't won it since freshman year. Sophomore year was one of the worst weekends of our lives. Last year, we dropped it against Portland. And so we're just trying not to put that pressure on the rest of the team and saying like, oh, this is our last shot. Like we haven't won it since freshman year. Like there's no need to do that. I don't think, we're a group of competitive D1 athletes. And so we're going to want to win one game, whether it's the first game of the season or the championship game at the tournament. And so, just trying not to put that too much pressure on each other in that way, and just going out there and playing carefree and sharing the ball. And that's been our success this season. And so just continuing to do that, I think.
And for Coach Fortier, this group of seniors has been really special in terms of what they've been able to do with wins and titles and memories. What's in front of you, I guess, with the championship on the line tomorrow?
Well, I think I would love for these guys to play their best game in their last game as a WCC student athlete. I know we're going to go on to the NCAA tournament, but you want everybody's senior night or their senior game or their last game to be their best. And this is not their last game, but I would just love for us to do what we do. And that doesn't mean that Townie has to have 14 and 10 or that anybody has to, Jen doesn't have to score 26. I just want them to play together like we've been coaching them to do for 4 years, and how we promised them it was going to be when we were recruiting them, that we were going to do things this way. And, usually when you do those things, the rest takes care of itself. And when you don't. And so I just hope that we can get them in a position where they can be playing their best tomorrow and give BYU or San Francisco, either one, their very best shot.
Thanks to you both.
Okay, I think we have one more question from Brenna.
Lisa Fortier and Jill Townsend there in Las Vegas. It's going to be a big game for whoever plays them, but it's also a big game for the Zags. And you kind of see the
emotion. Can I ask a question right now? Or
Sorry, go ahead, Brenna.
Okay. It's all good.
People
Jill,
talking over each other. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all good. I didn't want to interrupt on TV. I was like, oh gosh, that would be bad.
Joe, you kind of touched on this a little bit, and I asked Lisa about this, but just getting a win in this game, when it has gone so great the last 2 years, just how did that feel for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I think, sophomore year, this game was when I did my leg and was out for the rest of the season. And then I think last year we were all just so amped up. Like this is our redemption tour. This is, like last year was the worst weekend ever. We're going to come back in here and we're just going to play amazing, put our stamp on it. And then we dropped the first one in Portland. And so I think I was in the locker room and I looked at Kale and I was like, all right, we're one step farther than we got last year. And so I think that's just the mentality, just trying to not put too much pressure on each other and where we're at and just go out there and play it like it's any other game because, we all know what where the chips are and, what's up against us and stuff like that. So just going out there and playing as a team and just having fun. I think that's where our success is going to be.
Okay. Thank you both.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Okay, we have Santa Clara head coach Bill Carr and Lindsey Van Allen. We'll start with a statement from Coach Carr, and then we'll get into questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, thanks. I've done this a long time. What a fun college basketball game that was today. Obviously the result isn't what we wanted, but both teams competed. Both teams played hard. Just really fun to be a part of that. Really proud of my group for the season that they had. for the effort today, and as well as Saturday. I told them in the locker room, I think the hardest part at the end of the season is this group isn't going to be back together again. This particular group, people stay, seniors leave, but really fun group to be around. As fun of a year as I've ever had coaching. And we went through a lot of different things, but really proud of them. And, give credit to Gonzaga. They're a really, really good team, really well coached. They don't let you make mistakes without capitalizing on them. And that's what happened today. They were able to use our mistakes against us, and, and they made plenty, and we didn't always capitalize on that. And that was, that's a 10-point difference maybe. But again, really good college basketball game.
Okay, Jeff Ferrato, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they just unmuted me. Bill, you referred to not taking advantage of some opportunities. I'm wondering if you look back, it's a long game, but if you look back at the first quarter, they were sort of out of sorts. You guys rushed them up a little bit and got them going, playing a little too fast, but you couldn't convert anything. And how much do you look back on that and think, well, it could have been different if we could have played a little better in the first quarter?
Yeah, Jeff, that's a good point. I think, maybe both teams at the start of this game, knowing it's the semifinals of the conference tournament, a little tight. We got some good looks that we normally make. And sure, we'd like to go do it again, but we recovered, and got those same opportunities later and made them. But, I think when you turn somebody over 21 times, you maybe should have a few more points off of those. And again, they do a good job of getting back. They do a good job of then turning you over. It was, yeah, of course we'd like to have that over, but I'm proud of the group for continuing to play. We kept cutting into their lead as they tried to sneak away from us. We kept fighting back and gave ourselves a chance. We were down 4 with plenty of time, and we kept battling.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, for Lindsay. Lindsay, I wonder if you felt like this was a game that was sort of always just a couple inches out of reach. I mean, you were right there for a long, long time. Just a couple plays here or there could have changed things a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like Coach just talked about, we had some shots that weren't falling in the first half, I would say, and that's always tough when you play such a good team like Gonzaga. But we just had the mindset of just, you got to keep shooting, you got to keep putting the ball up, and that they would eventually fall. And yeah, you look back and you always wish you could make more shots, and that's what kind of kept us a couple of inches away. But we had a great fight today, and we played really well as a team. So I'm really proud of us.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Okay. Thank you, too.
Yep. Thanks.